Well, hello, good to see you once again. It's a rather chilly, cold Canberra day today here, sitting on 5 degrees here at the moment, and another -5 expected tonight. Canberra winters. I don't mind the cold, but I hope you're warm where you are. I'm warm enough. This room isn't heated, but I'm warm enough. Today, not a weather forecast for you. I have something much more interesting than that. Um, I'm looking at the RPM bot, which I haven't shown you before, and seeing how it compares prices in the lead up to a race, and then can bet on the horses depending on your criteria about how the prices have moved up or down, and how that can be used to your advantage. Now, I've been running a few systems in this, testing a few, and I'm finding some that that actually produce some good value prices. What I've seen mostly with the RPM bot, the strategies people have demonstrated, is people using the bot to sort of follow the market. So if the prices are going down, they use that as an indication that it might be the right horse to back. If the price goes up, it might be the right horse to lay. I've found a couple options that actually go against that. If the price, I'm going to show you one today, looking at fairly high prices, between $8 and $10. So if the price of the runner is between 8 and 10, and the price has not been going down, sometimes there's some value in that, and I'm actually finding that I'm getting enough winners there for it to turn a nice little profit. I did originally have this one set up as a laying strategy. So if the runners were between that 8 and 10 and the prices were drifting, then it was an option to lay it. And it's a good strike rate laying it. Unfortunately, you do tend to see a few of them win a race in a row, and that's not so good at those prices for a laying strategy, especially with stop at a winner staking, which is what I'm using at the bot. It can also do level staking, but I'm using stop at a winner. But I ran some numbers on what the data I had and found that backing those runners actually works out pretty well. So let me show you, I'll show you the bot in a moment. Let me just show you the results I've had. I've been running this strategy since late April, and as you can see, for the most part it's been going up. There's only been, that's 1, 2, 3 down periods in that time. I'm doing this as half weeks, so I generally split the week into Monday to Thursday, which tends to be a lower volume of races, so it's probably about half the week's races, and then Friday to Sunday I do as the other period, so that's the week covers the weekend, so it's probably the other half of the races. In fact, the Friday to Sunday may actually have slightly more races than the Monday to Thursday, but it doesn't matter. It's roughly half the week, and that works out well for me. I was doing a 10-cent profit target per winner to begin with. It's been going well enough that I decided to bump my base profit target here up to 20 cents. And you can see I've been doing my hard and soft style of targets for this, and it's working out pretty well. If we have a look at the bot here, this is the RPM bot here, and this is the strategy I'm going to show you today, the back 2 strategy. But what you can see here is that it's looking for prices at 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, etc. before a race, and comparing those to the price at 15 seconds before the race. I'm running on a basis that I want the prices to all be red. All red. What does that mean? All red. That's a who's ever heard of prices being all red? Well, here's what Doomben race 5 on Wednesday looked like in the bot. And so this is where we look at all red or all green or a combination thereof, and you have some options there. In fact, if I just show you over here, you could go all green, all red, minimum 3 greens, minimum 3 reds, or the last few. You have some options there. So greens and red boxes. Again, what does that mean? Well, I'll show you in a moment because that's important to how the bot works, but I'll show you how that actually works in a moment. So Doomben Race 5 from Wednesday is what I'm going to look at here. Now, why Doomben Race 5 on Wednesday? I mean, it's Sunday today. Why go back as far as Wednesday? Well, I was originally going to do this video the other day. I set up some recordings of Sky Racing on Wednesday in preparation for this, and Doomben Race 5 was the first winner I had on that day in this strategy while I had the recording going. So I used that basically. No other reason. It just happened to be the first race with a winner for this strategy. And I guess I just gave away the ending of the race, didn't I? Oh well. Let's have a look anyway. Doomben Race 5. So the bot keeps very detailed logs of everything it's doing along the way. I won't make you go through all of that. I've cut down the log file to the entries relevant to Doomben Race 5. And to help demonstrate this, I've put together a little bit of a presentation for you to go with it. So here we have the race list for Doomben Race 5, and you can see I've got my prices list, my times listed here, the T1 time, T2, etc., etc. And then the time to bet before the race is called T0. So this is our list. If we go back to the log file, you can see here Doomben Race 5 was at 1:53 in the afternoon. At 1:38 the bot has gone through and taken a listing of all of the prices. So there you can see. It then works out when it's next going to have to take a listing of prices and waits for that long. So then we can see it got to 1:43. So 10 minutes before, and again it's taken a listing of prices. And this goes on. So we've got the T3 at 1:46, the T4 at 1:48, the T5 at 1:50, and the T6 at 1:52. Now I won't dwell too much on all of this here, but you can see there's a bit of movement on some of these over this time. Coin toss has come in a little bit, Mississippi Prince went out a bit, came in a bit, etc. We can see Zoology came in a bit, drifted a bit, and came in quite heavily. Classic Gal, for example, just kept drifting. And Narano mostly came in along the way there. So we get to the T0 time, 15 seconds before the race, and the bot records prices again. And this is where the comparison then happens. So at this point in time, the bot's going to work out whether the prices are red or green. Now, we don't really care whether the prices have moved between T1 and T2 or between T1 and T3. We are simply comparing the T0 price to all of the earlier prices. So for example, if we have a quick look here, T1 for coin toss was $60, T0 was $46. So the price has come in since then, so this will be green. This one will be green, this will be green, etc. These have all come in. The only one that won't be green is T6 because the price has not come in between these 2 points in time. So let's see how the bot would have color-coded all of these. There we go. And you can see, as I said, it doesn't matter whether the price goes up or down necessarily between these. It's a matter of has the price come in by T0 or gone out by T0 compared to these earlier spots. So, in this case, the bot now needs to work out which runners are eligible. So if we go back to the bot for a moment, I'm looking at prices between 8 and 10. So the bot is going to have a look at all of these runners here. Which ones of these are between 8 and 10? Well, there's only one. It's Eaglemont. It's paying $9 at the moment. Does it meet the other criteria? Is it all red? Yes, it is. So Eaglemont will be the one the bot will bet on. So if we have a look in the log here, we can see the bot has worked out Eaglemont is qualified. So it is now going to place this bet. Except, of course, it has to do the rest of the checks. It needs to check, is the amount matched in the market enough? In this case, yes. I've got, I think, 2,500 is the amount I need matched in here. Sorry, 5,000. Okay, more than 5,000. The favourite is paying $3.30 at the moment. Which one was the favourite? The favourite was Zoology, $3.30. Well, I've set the favourite has to be paying between 1 and 10, so that's fine. And there's 10 runners in the race. Well, that fits the criteria as well because there's between 1 and 25, so that's all good. So it's able to bet on this race. We look here, it does its things, it assigns a tab for this. Now, there were a few losses in a row prior to this, so it had a little bit to make up. So in the end, taking into account the fact that I'm trying to make, at that point I was trying to make a 20-cent profit per winner, plus the 9 cents of losses from earlier races, plus commission. Betfair obviously has its commission. The bot has worked out that it needs to win 32 cents on this race. So it places a bet here at 4 cents. So it places 4 cents on Eaglemont to win the race, paying $9 in order to make its profit. Let's go and have a look. This is Doomben Race 5 from Wednesday, courtesy of Sky Racing.
Time as coin toss comes up to the outside gate. Coin toss moves in, all in and set to go for race 5. Racing. Good even line out. Towards the inside, Eaglemont began well. Zoology was smartly away. Dorado showing its customary speed, as is Mississippi Prince going towards the top. October about 5th away as they round that first bend. Then Arizona Dreaming, followed by Silver Warrior. 3 or 4 lengths to Tapple Doodle Doo outside of Classy Gal. And 2 to Coin Toss last in a strong outfield. They go to the back, 1,200 left to run. Dorado leads and wants to keep it. That forces Mississippi Prince to sit up on his outside. It presents Zoology with a box seat run. Third the fence, Eaglemont fourth the out in October. He's 3 wide at the 1,000 but pushing forward. Around the bend now, 350 to go. Dorado and Mississippi Prince about to be joined by Eaglemont and going back to the inside Zoology. That quartet get away from the others. Tapple Doodle Doo making some ground. Eaglemont on the outside. On the inside Zoology. Mississippi Prince boxing away. They beat off Dorado now. Eaglemont with 50 to go is going home a little better, and Eaglemont beat home Mississippi Prince. Third was Zoology, and fourth was Dorado. Then Tapple Doodle Doo, followed by Arizona Dreaming. October, well back was Coin Toss, Silver Warrior, and Classy Gal arrived last in 1:38 and 81.
And so there we go, a nice little win there, a tight finish, but a win's a win. And that's what I'm seeing with some of these results, actually, that not necessarily that they're all tight finishes, some of them are, and in fact I'll show you another tight finish in a moment, but at these higher prices I'm seeing if they're drifting a little bit, sometimes they're just overlooked in the market, so for whatever reason, and yet they do have still a reasonable chance of winning. So I'm seeing a decent little bit of value there in these prices. Also, to add to that value, Betfair tends to have, usually the prices are a little bit higher than the tote and the corporate bookmakers anyway, but when you get out to the higher prices, so rather than the $2, $3, $4 prices, when you get up to the $10 prices, somewhere up there, the Betfair prices tend to be here compared to the sort of corporates, compared to it sort of being closer down here, but it tends to really grow up here. Betfair has generally got better prices there, which adds a little bit of value, and with stop it or winner staking, that can be a very useful thing indeed. So as we can see from the bot log here, it says the bet was profitable. It was trying to get 32 cents with commission. Once it takes the commission out, it works that out at 29 cents. If I take you into the spreadsheet with results here and find where that was on that day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there we go, Eaglemont. We can see here that 29-cent profit. Prior to that, there were 3 losses in a row. There had been a winner in the UK at Newbury, Stratocracy, paying $8.80. Incidentally, that race at Newbury, we actually picked 2 runners there. Follow Your Heart paying $9 and Stratocracy paying $8.80. Now, why the 2 runners? Well, that's because of this option here, the single bet option. Originally, as I have in the results here, originally I had single bet ticked. Now, I changed that, well, not on purpose, it was by accident. I accidentally unticked it one week and found that it still worked pretty well. What single bet does is, if you have multiple eligible runners in a race, the bot will only run with the lowest priced of those. With single bet not ticked, it will run all of the eligible runners and it will Dutch them. Now, in this case, having just the lowest priced runner would have been okay because the winner, Stratocracy, was $8.80. So with single bet ticked, that would have been the only one it would have backed. However, what I've found is that having, at these prices in particular, having an extra horse in the race, it improves the strike rate a little bit, and it doesn't really cost any more. It's cost nothing more than what it would have cost really if say this race had only had one winner, one selection, it had been a loss and there'd been another bet on the next race. It's basically just the same cost anyway, so having the extra runner there in the race doesn't hurt, and it helps the strike rate a bit, which is a bonus. If we look a little bit further up, so after Eaglemont there was 4 losses in a row, then 2 winners in a row. Doomben, race 8, number 11, 6 More Songs at $8.40, and Gawler, race 7, number 7, The Plastics at $8.80. This is why laying this strategy didn't work for me, because running stop it or winner staking at those sort of high prices for lay bets just results in bet size going from flat along here when you're doing okay to suddenly bang up here, bang up here. It's just it blows out significantly. But with these prices, and even though it's a slightly lower strike rate than you might normally want for stop it or winner staking, it's working out very well for that sort of run. You can see here overall it's been going quite well, and I've bumped my my base target up to 20 cents, and I'll probably bump it up to 30 cents and probably continue to bump it up as results continue to go well, which they seem to be doing. I did promise you another close finish, so let's have a look, shall we? Let's go back into the bot, if I can find it on the screen here. And we have this race here, Rosehill, race 8, number 15, Misterkipchoge, at a price of $8.60.
Completes the line, they're set. Off and racing. Favourite Piggyback Barrier 1 got a fair start but uses its draw to muster up. Federer handy. Pushing forward is Misterkipchoge. The Choge's going to be on the speed today. He's right up there with Pure Alpha. Ganbaray and Monarch's Bray come across from the deep as they go into the back straight. It is Ganbaray surging forward to lead Monarch's Bray on the outside. Misterkipchoge takes the trail third. Pure Alpha is fourth. Federer, they come to the turn. Monarch's Bray's going okay here, the roughie. He moved up on the bridle. Went to Ganbaray on the outside, Pure Alpha. Then Misterkipchoge. Further back was Federer. And Kazalak's running on. Monarch's Bray, they got to him now. Misterkipchoge, Pure Alpha, Federer, and Kazalak, the widest horses everywhere. Misterkipchoge, Pure Alpha, 100 metres to go. Piggyback's looking for a narrow gap. She's coming late. It's Misterkipchoge and Pure Alpha. Who wants it more? The Choge. He might have got there today, Misterkipchoge. I think he's nosed Pure Alpha in a narrow photo finish. Piggyback is close up, then Federer. Kazalak loomed behind the Monarch's Bray. He gave a bit of cheek, didn't he? Then came Impunity.
Now that was very close. You can see here that we put 9 cents on that one, and so our profit there was 62 cents. Let's have a look at that photo, incidentally, and very, very tight indeed. And if you just have a look at the TAB website, you can see that we got $8.60 as the price for this on Betfair. It's a little bit lower over on the tote and the fixed odds as well. So again, some value, not just in terms of a runner that's been drifting a little bit when maybe it shouldn't be drifting, but also in a better price than you might have got elsewhere. Betfair certainly seems to provide a bit of an advantage there in that regard. So that's the RPM bot in a nutshell. I did want to show you, incidentally, the just the boxes in the bot. I did show you that screenshot earlier, and you'll notice in the bot here, there's nothing in the middle here. If I just scroll down, which the bot does get a little bit busy sometimes keeping track of all of these prices and taking note of them, so sometimes you do get just a little bit of a lag there while it's busy recording some prices. Okay, so we've got a race. Do we have a race coming up shortly? We have a race right now actually at Townsville, which is just getting underway, I think. There's a few here that are all red. I think this race is actually, maybe this race hasn't started yet. On those prices, I don't think anything would have been eligible. Okay, that race has just started. Let's see if there's anything in here. Not for back 2. So there was nothing eligible for back 2 for that race. But you can see here it keeping track. The next race here, Kalgoorlie, the bot is keeping track of these prices, but because it can't compare them until it gets to that 15 seconds before the race for the T0 time, it can't show us any colours just yet. But if you wanted to watch the bot do its work, you can. It's completely unnecessary though. You don't need to. It just does what it needs to do without you actually needing to sit there and watch it, which I guess is kind of the point of having a bot do the work for you. It's much more entertaining to sit on the lounge and just watch the races go through and sort of keep a track. I sometimes sit there with the Betfair app on my phone and see what the bots have placed and see how they go in the race. That can be quite entertaining. Certainly takes a lot of the work out of actually putting the bets on when you've got the bot doing all that work and all those calculations for you in quite short amounts of time too. Now, you'll also notice in the bot here, back to currently sitting at $2.99 profit for this period. So there's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday period. As I think I said earlier, I break the week up into halves, so the Monday to Thursday and then the Friday to Sunday, which is 4 days and 3 days, but the weekend tends to have more races. Back 3 you can see is sitting at $13.47. So I will show you back 3, but not today. That'll be a future video. Nonetheless, hopefully today's video has given you a bit of an understanding of how RPM bot works, how it selects the runners, compares the prices, selects the runners, meets your criteria, and maybe it gives you some ideas. Maybe you like this strategy, maybe you like another strategy that maybe you'll adapt from this, or maybe you'll just wait until next time when I show you the back 3 strategy that's been doing fairly well as well. Either way, it's up to you, but I certainly wish you well with it. There is a link, incidentally, to the RPM bot in the description below, and until next time, happy punting.